So round two, I didn't really. I had to cut the last one short a little bit. Did I title this right? Yeah, I did. And yeah, I had something to do that came up last minute, and people showed up a little early, so I ended up taking off for a bit. Let me make sure everything's good here. And looks good here. Yeah, okay. So more of this fun minutia. Da, da, da. And so let's see, just for the sake of this, okay, I want to show this real quick because this is kind of my bookmark. Let's see what we on. We're on number 5. Where's it? Okay, we're on the second one here. Okay, cool. All right. So 88, or is it 68? 68 pages of this. This is gonna be a fun one. Yeah, it kept the frame. That's okay. This StreamYard's done some screwy shit lately, so let's see. So that doesn't mean anything to me. This was yeah, if you have any questions. Doris Hodelscheit, whatever the fuck her name is. Let's see. Again, we're getting lists of just randomness, right? So tell you number one, tell you a little bit about them, but they don't tell you who number one is. So either you get the name or you get this. And I'm not sure because one of the lists was 11 people, 11 names. Let's see if this matches that. No, this is 10. So here's the names. Okay. No, there's 11 on here. So this doesn't even match up unless the 11 is cut off on this, and so they give you some stuff, but they give you no context. It's a pain in the ass. It's a serious pain in my ass. Because some of this might have context if they added the context. I don't know, whatever. Let's see, retired, last known, address unknown, retired in 1969, retired undercover. So, yeah, that's pretty sad that they, Alex 71, Chevy Chase, Maryland. Wow, Chevy Chase has his own city, dude. That's awesome. 1972. It's interesting that they say their name undercover, but they won't say the name, but they'll say the address. Although it says the name somewhere. Let's see. Contract terminated in the field, Mexico City. No cover problems to consider. Yeah, okay. I saw this earlier. Contact agent from 51 to 73, Mexico City, when he retired. Retired as independent contractor, living in Mexico City. LA division, I think eventually we're going to figure out what that is. If that's Louisiana, if that's something else, not really sure. Let's see, retired from OTR July 75, open, no address shown. Retired under state cover from LA division. It's just, let's see, so they're living in Maryland. Last known address, Maryland. State cover, LA division. So LA, I think if I remember right, was like South America. It was like Venezuela and shit like that. But I'm not sure. And yeah, I don't know. Gunham and Egerter, Gunham Beckman, Race Wider, Prentice. Wow, that's a name. Prentice Marine. Unless it's yeah, Prentice would be the first name on that. Thomas Keene, David Wilstead, and most of these don't say. They're just interviewed. They were interviewed on in 78. Yeah, all interviewed in 78. David Wilstead, Louis Puckett, Robert Feldman, Glenn Whidden, Frank Estincona, Peggy Maggard. Number 10. Oh, so I put that was covering the last page we just read. Okay. Takai Cam Takai, no record. Doris Watanabe, contract covert. It's in San Francisco, California. Kazid Watanabe, covert in Virginia. And then something about San Francisco. Okay. And then blank. Shinzo Yamada, Maryland. Jerome Fox, Florida. Robert Hashima. Let's see. Appears to be still employed under MOC as support agent for Tokyo Station. Chester Ito, Virginia. Let's see. Edward Martin, Maryland. Bab Opry, still employed as a contract employee. Lag office. Tokyo. Randall Jack. He's in Florida. Stupid because there's no context. It's stupid. George Breen. Block rumored. Fairfax, Virginia. Eleanor Breen. Mass. Okay, not getting anything from that. William Bro. Is that Bro? No, it's Breen. Bro. Oh my God, these are gonna go in alphabetical order. Oh shit. Okay. North something Massachusetts, don't know. Jim Delaney, Maryland. I said, oh, don't tell me it says Bangor. Shit, that might. Let's see, from Robert Guzman, delivered by Betsy Wolf. Need DDO info on William George Gaudet, project of Office of Operations. Needs substance, yeah. We all do, huh? Memo for OLC, House Select Committee on Okay, so OLC. House Select Committee on Assassinations Request. Okay, well, that didn't tell us what OLC is. Unedited list of unedited. Shit, even they don't like redactions of list of 11 names, standing with something and ending with Maggard. The following interviews with performed identified, with personnel identified in reference have been arranged, take place in headquarters at the indicated time and date. Okay, so here's those names. So that's what the 10 was. I don't think there's anything worthwhile that I have to go back up there. Jim Woods, Louise Woods. So 27th of March, 24th of March, 24th of March. Yeah, so these are all done in March. So I hit all these people up in March of 78, right? Yeah, 78. Still employed. Okay. Undercover. Dude, they didn't even bother. They didn't even bother taking the other pages off the Xerox machine. They just fucking slapped another page on there and kept going. What the fuck, man? Shep. What a name. That's a crazy name. Shirley Martin, alias for Hope Mason. Hope Mason. Yeah, so context would be nice. Fuck, this is 78, dude. Like, what's this guy do with fucking the JFK stuff? But they don't tell you. Let's see, Tada Toshi Iguroto. Iguroto? Retired in Japan. Yeah, don't care. Kawasaki. What? Kawasaki. I think those are just pseudonyms. And Good Pasture. Wow, that's an unfortunate fucking name. Livingston. That's supposed to be Tennessee, Texas. What the fuck is that? David Phillips. Not undercover. That's Maryland. Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw, dude. That's the name of the bad guy from Fast and Furious. I may be wrong, but I know his last name's Shaw. Let's see. Robert Sobrani, yeah, whatever the fuck. No record. William Bright. Springfield, Virginia. William Bright. What? Wait, what? Oh, different guys. McLean, Virginia. Looks like they're not even related. One's 22 and one was born 22 and one was born 33. So unless you had this guy 10 years old, it's not related. Or dad was such an asshole, he named his kids the same. That would be fucking pro. Herbert Murnell, still with us. McLean, Virginia. I don't know. Alan White. Richard Helms. James Angleton. Raymond Roca. There's that name. Keeps coming up, dude. It keeps coming up. Falls Church, Virginia. Not undercover. I don't know if it means anything that keeps coming up, but it does keep coming up. Thomas, who cares? Raymond Durant. Okay. Charlotte Bustos. What about that shit? What does blocked mean? Let's see, date of birth, 1/12/29, retired in 77. Do we have an address? Because that one would be interesting. No, we don't. We do not have. It says blocked. CZ Videla. Is that Busto? Is that Busto? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like Busto. So that was Videla. Hold on. That's somewhat interesting. Not really, because, I mean, that sounds like a pretty fucking common name. But keep that around anyway. Joseph, whatever. Donut. Charles Flick. Avenue de los Bosques. Mexico. Northeast Mexico. Shit, they don't even have a town for them. There's Northeast Mexico somewhere. Let's see. Arthur Dooley. That sounds like a famous name. Dooley. There was a Dooley that was in World War II that was a famous... Is he a pilot? I think he's a pilot. Williams Coleman. Of course, my memory's terrible, but I think he was a pilot. Was he? It was Dooley's Raiders. I can't remember. It might have been a ground guy. Let's see. Randolph Carter, yeah. This tells me anything, dude. Westlake Village, California. Ooh, that's scary. A memorandum for OLC. Attention, Patrick Carpenter from Norbert, uh, whatever that is. Subject interviews of Tokyo Station Division Office. March 78, March 78. Why are they so interested in interviews that happened in March of 78 and April of 78? What is that about? What came out? Okay, let's look something up real quick. What happened in 78 with the Kennedy assassination? That is so... Okay, so that's what this is. Okay. I mean, that puts a little context into this. Let's see. Wait, damn it, I lost the page. Okay, show more of this. Oh, not much here. 1978, the House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded that President John F. Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of a conspiracy based on acoustic evidence suggesting multiple shots were fired, though the committee was unable to identify other gunmen or the extent of the conspiracy. Let's look this up real quick. Let's see. So, concerning the conclusions of probable conspiracy, 4 of the 12 committee members wrote dissenting opinions. Okay, well, let's start from the beginning. As a result of increasing public and congressional skepticism of the Warren Commission's findings and transparency of government agencies, in 1976, House Select Committee on Assassinations was created to investigate the assassination of Kennedy and of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, so these are what we're getting, right? At least that's what these are. I read that statement, or that sentence. The HSCA also concluded that previous investigations into Oswald's responsibility were thorough and reliable, but did not adequately investigate the possibility of a conspiracy, and that federal agencies performed with varying degrees of competency. Specifically, the FBI and CIA were found to be deficient in sharing information with other agencies and the Warren Commission. Instead of furnishing all relevant information, the FBI and CIA only responded to specific requests and were still occasionally inadequate. Furthermore, the Secret Service did not properly analyze information it possessed prior to the assassination and was inadequately prepared to protect Kennedy. Chief reason for the conclusion of probable conspiracy was, according to the report's dissent, the subsequent discredited acoustic analysis of police channel dictabelt recording. In accordance with the recommendations of the HSCA, the dictabelt recording and acoustic evidence of a second assassin was subsequently re-examined. In light of investigative reports from the FBI's Technical Services Division and a specially appointed National Academy of Sciences committee determining that reliable acoustic data do not support a conclusion that there was a second gunman. Let's see, reliable acoustic data. So what are they saying? In light of investigation reports, the FBI's Technical Service and a specifically appointed National Academy of Science committee determining that reliable acoustic data do not support conclusion that there was a second gunman. The Justice Department concluded that no persuasive evidence can be identified to support the theory of a conspiracy in the Kennedy assassination. So, what are they saying here? The House Select Committee is trying to say that there was something wrong with the data. They're not saying that it was a second gunman or whatever, but it sounds like, because this is written really shitty. It's written really shitty, but it's Wikipedia, so what do you expect? Because it's confusing. So I guess what it sounds like they're saying is this committee is trying to say that there was a conspiracy. There's something wrong with the data that you gave us. They're trying to investigate. They did investigate. looks like over at least 2 years, because we had 78 for the interviews. Started in 76. And the FBI is brought their little guy in and said, no, 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 it's all good. And the Justice Department came in and said, no, 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 it's all good. It's not a conspiracy. Let's see, JFK Act and Assassination Records Review Board. In 91, Oliver Stone's film JFK renewed interest in the assassination, particularly in the still classified files relating to the killing. Okay, so that came out in 91. So that might explain why we're getting a lot of stuff from 76 to 78, and we're getting a lot of stuff in the mid-90s, I think it was. In response, Congress passed the JFK Records Act, which called for the National Archives to collect and release all assassination-related documents within 25 years. The act also mandated the creation of an independent office, the Assassination Records Review Board. Okay, so it's a specific office that was created, so it's different from the one above. Let's see. So that's crazy, man. There's an actual. Well, it's an independent office, right? So it's independent of the government to review the submitted records for companies and completeness and continued secrecy. From 94 until 1998, the Assassination Records Review Board gathered and unsealed about 60,000 documents comprising over 4 million pages. 4 million? Fuck me, dude. Because this one's only like 3,000 or something like that. They got 4 million. It's not even part of this. That's weird. 1998 staff report for the Assassination Record Review Board contended that brain photographs in the Kennedy records may not be of Kennedy's brain, reportedly showing much less damage than Kennedy sustained. Dr. Boswell refuted these allegations. The board also found that conflicting with the photographic images showing no such defects or witnesses at both Parkland Hospital and the autopsy. Parkland remembered a large wound in the back of Kennedy's head. The board and board member Jeremy Gunn stressed the problems with witness testimony, urging people to weigh all of the evidence with due concern to human error, rather than take single statements as proof for one theory or another. Yeah, but we see the footage, bro. Our remaining assassination-related records were scheduled to be released October 2017, with the exception of documents certified for continued postponement by succeeding presidents due to identifiable harm to the military, defense, intelligence, British law enforcement, or conduct of foreign relations of such gravity that it outweighs the public interest in disclosure. President Donald Trump, yeah, okay. We know from there. We fucking lived through the rest of that. Or are living through the rest of that. Let's see. So, oh man. It follows a list of DDO officers assigned to the Soviet branch of the Tokyo Station. What the fuck? Yeah, Soviet branch of the Tokyo Station. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus, man. You can't just have a Tokyo Station when people watch Soviet shit. You got a Soviet branch of the Tokyo Station. That's stupid. Info provided. Yeah, yes, provided. And Mr. whatever that is, investigator, 1978. George A. Phil, retired. Let's see, Robert Keith. So I wonder if all these people that they're going after, Sato Hiyami. So all these people they're going after must have. Well, he worked at Tokyo Station. Oh my God! So what is up with Tokyo, man? Why are there a lot of Tokyo people being interviewed by this board of assassinations? This guy worked Tokyo Station at the time of Kennedy's assassination. What was Martin Luther King's, man? What was Martin Luther King killed? Because I don't even know. he was 1968, so same year as the other Kennedy, huh? Shit. Man, some people are doing some business out there, dude. Um, anyways, so all this stuff precedes that. Tokyo Station. Why are we worried about agents from the Tokyo Station? What is going on here? In Tokyo from 61 to 64. Why Tokyo? Tokyo from because there's a lot of this, not just this. There was a lot of people from Tokyo. I think that one guy who they were saying he's still under, he retired covertly or something. Had to be, they wanted protection for him. He was still in Tokyo, if I remember right. Interview arranged for April 1978. George von Pretzel. I don't think it's Pretzel. It's Pretzel or something. Retired Maryland. Interview arranged. Let's see. Tokyo from 63 to 65. Howard Orr. That name's come up a few times. In Tokyo from 61 to 63. Yeah, why Tokyo? Why are we looking at Tokyo? Let me see. I'm curious here if anything washes out of this Google search. Oops. Let's see. Oh, okay. That makes sense. The connection between Tokyo and Kennedy assassination is primarily that Lee Harvey Oswald, the assassin, was stationed at Naval Air Facility at Tsugi near Tokyo as a Marine before his involvement in the assassination. So, his time in Japan, Oswald was stationed in Japan from 56 to 59, and he was trained and tested in shooting during his time there. Okay, so that's what they're kind of looking into here. So he was up to 59 now, which is weird because none of these people were there. None of these agents were in Tokyo supposedly in 1959. They're all there in 61. When he was assassinated, not when Lee Harvey Oswald was there. Can't see when he was in Tokyo. Please note that Fox was not in Tokyo from 63 to 64, according. See, they want people from 63 to 64 that were in Tokyo. Why? What the fuck? Is there something else in Lee Harvey Oswald's bullshit here about when he was, if he went back there? I don't remember reading that he went back there. State visit to Japan was planned for January 1964, and an advance team, including then Secretary of State Dean Rusk, was in the air en route to Tokyo when Kennedy was shot and killed in Dallas. Huh. So, could the Oswald connection be a smokescreen in the investigation? They're actually looking into Dean Rusk, Secretary of State Dean Rusk. Let's see. So Dean Rusk was the United States Secretary of State from 61 to 69 under Presidents John F. Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson. Let's see what he had going on. Lyndon B. Johnson, the second longest serving Secretary of State after I Don't Care from Franklin Roosevelt administration. He had been a high government official in the 1940s, early 1950s, as well as head of a leading foundation He is cited as one of the two officers responsible for dividing the two Koreas at the 38th parallel. Huh. So he had some involvement in the military. I don't care where he was born. After Kennedy won the 19... Wait. Let's see. Teaching Mills College, California, he became an Army officer in the war against Japan. He served as a staff officer in the China, Burma, India theater, becoming a senior aide to Joseph Stilwell, the top American general. As civilian, he became a senior official in 1945 at the State Department, rising to number 3 position under Dean Acheson. Became Assistant Secretary of State for Far Eastern Affairs, 1950. 1952, Rusk left to become president of the Rockefeller Foundation. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay. After Kennedy won the 1960 presidential election, he asked Rusk to serve as Secretary of State. Rusk was a quiet advisor to Kennedy, rarely making his own views known to others. He supported diplomatic efforts during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and though he initially expressed doubts about the escalation of the U.S. role in the Vietnam War, he became known as one of its strongest supporters, asked to stay on by President Lyndon Johnson. After Kennedy's assassination in 1963, Rusk was known to be a favorite of Johnson's. He left the secretary role in 1969 and taught international relations at the University of Georgia School of Law. So, sounds like, I'm just wondering if this guy was, military in Southeast Asia. That's what I'm curious about. Let's see. During Russ served in the Army Reserves. He was called to active duty December 1940 as a captain. He served as a staff officer in China, Burma, India theater. During the war, Rusk had authorized an airdrop of arms to the Viet Minh guerrillas in Vietnam, commanded by his future enemy, Ho Chi Minh. At the war's end, he was a colonel decorated with Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster. State Department. So, when did he start in the State Department? Where was he in 1969? Department. Wait, no, we know where he was. Well, yeah, 63, he was already... Okay, so 63, he was already working the administration. But where was he in 59? In support of the Marshall Plan of the United Nations, 1948. Korean War in April 1951. He was served as a Rockefeller Foundation trustee from 51 to 61. Okay, so it sounds like he was already out at that point. Because it would have been 59. Yeah, it sounds like he was out already. Oh, dude. That's what you get for hiring fucking Rockefellers, dude. Come on. And the guy turned on him immediately, man. He was against the war until the minute fucking Kennedy died. Then all of a sudden he was all for Vietnam. If he was all for it, they should have sent him there, man. Had him fight it. Let's see. Jerome Fox retired. That name came up too. Let's see. A review of our records indicates the following contract. Personnel were assigned to the Soviet section of Tokyo Station. So Soviet section, what are we doing here? I mean, I don't understand really what's going on with that. That's weird. It's really strange. Like, why the Soviet section of Tokyo Station and why the years 61 through 64 are they interested in? Because the only thing that happened in the Tokyo Station, well, in 63 that we know of, was Kennedy dying. And, well, when Kennedy died, was this dude, whatever the fuck his name was. What was his name? Dean Rusk, heading over there, and he probably ended up in Tokyo after the death. So I wonder if they're investigating him here and not actually Oswald. Let's see. It's okay. So retired in Japan, Tom Matsui. Let's see. Nagai Masaki retired. He's in California. Kiyoshi Sasaki. Will Dunham, superior of Welcott. Let's see. Contract. Tommy. Let's see. Retired in Tokyo. Contract. Whatever. Tokyo. Still employed. Contract. Masaki. California retired chief surveillance team. Kiyoshisashi. They're not going to mention this Russ guy by name, I guess. Let's see. Memorandum for Gary M. Chase, Office of Legislative Counsel, from Maurice Sovereign, Office of Special Assistant to the DDO for External Oversight. Subject Fraser Committee request for interviews with retired DDO staff officers. With reference to our several, okay, so conversations on this subject following are the addresses of for the 4 retired former DDO officers whom the Fraser Committee staff wish to interview. Angleton, Constantinides, Cara Messines, see Virginia, Maryland, Virginia, and California, Corona Del Mar, California, William Nelson. Oh. Let's see. Nessers, Nelson, and Constantine have already been alerted to the committee's interest, and the remaining 2 will be alerted shortly. Telephonic requests for addresses and phone numbers. Pete Bagley and Newton Miller from Doris. There's that name, Doris Hudescheit. This is a 201 form, right? 201. Is this 201? No, it's not 201. It looked like 201. Roger Gabrielson. Per your telephonic request yesterday afternoon, here are the last known addresses for Pete Bagley and Newton Miller. We have no phone numbers. Mr. Bagley retired covertly, so Sheps and my recommendation is that if he is contacted, he should be approached in a discreet manner so his cover is not blown. Additionally, he has retired in Europe, so it might be wiser not to interview him at all unless absolutely necessary. His last known address is Belgium. Roger, please call me for additional information on Pete. Mr. Miller retired openly. His last known address is New Mexico. And our last known residence, last known address, blocked, retired, last known address, consultant termination, 74. What? He's in Massachusetts. Still employed, undercover, state, whatever, in Bangkok. Retired, last known address. Appears to be employed under MOC as support agent to Tokyo Station. So, okay. Retired as cancer agent? Or is it career agent? I don't know. Resigned 1969. Out. Covert. Is it covert? Covert? I don't know. Last known address is in Maryland. So if he resigned in 69, we must be looking at something different here then. Still employed as contract employee, log officer in Tokyo. Now we're still looking at Tokyo, though. Still employed, blocked. Retired, open. No file, and record reflects he was military detailed in 1958, something division, Location unknown. Wow, I can't even find one of their own military guys. That's fucked up. Still employed, contract employee undercover in Tokyo. Still employed undercover as APO officer in Tokyo. Still employed as records admin officer in something plan staff open. Former contract employee, wife of number 17 above. Okay. Retired, open, Maryland. Retired from in 1969. No record in file of our of cover status at this time of retirement. Independent contractor. In June 72 to May of 76. All right. Last known address from 69, Maryland. Dude, everyone's got a Maryland addresses. I wonder how many of those are fake. Jerry Fox, Soviet Russia Division. D. Martin, because Jerry Fox comes up a lot. Japan branch. So Jerry Fox is a Russian guy. Pencil address, phone number, Gunner, Beckman. Yeah, once again. David whitelisted. Let's see, Mexico City. This guy from Chevy Chase in Maryland. Robert Feldman in Maryland. They're all Maryland. Nosenko list. So Nosenko was, I believe, the guy who was down in. I think Nosenko was the guy that was down in Venezuela. That was the Russian, working the Russian consulate or whatever, who talked to Oswald, if I remember right. Let's see, Scott Miller, yeah, whatever. None of these names mean anything, though, really, without context. March 78 request. George Breen, Eleanor Breen, William Bro, John Delaney, Jerry Fox, retired. So, like, this is all coming from the House Select Committee on Assassinations. They don't have a typewriter. Like, they don't have secretaries and shit. That's stupid. Robert Hellman, they got to write in their shitty writing. Retiring California. Martin Noah, yeah. Dude, all these names, dude, they don't fucking mean shit. Jack Randall. I see why they didn't want to release this, though, man, because there are a lot of names in here. I mean, they're probably all dead, but it's like, geez, man. You imagine this gets out, Japanese are probably going through this right now if they have any sort of CIA type organization. They're probably looking at this going, oh, fuck, that guy was a fucking agent? They probably got their own files on these people. Let's see, Bishop Maurice, a.k.a. John Bishop. Because, like, you think about that, right? At least I'm thinking about it right now. If you think about that, it's pretty fucked up, because what could be going on with a lot of this, right, is, America's over there doing funny business and messing around with Japan. I mean, this is after the war too, right? In 60s, the early 60s. So war's only been gone for like 15 years or whatever. And, we are kind of taking care of them at that point because we're not allowing them to have a military. And so, we kind of have to be over there anyway. But, we're heavily spying on them according to this. And because we got a lot of agents over there. So the Japanese are eventually going to get a hold of this, and they're going to be like, shit, these people were undercover agents. Like, what did they do while they were in Japan? What kind of files are their names attached to in Japan that, now they know that they're American, that they were working for America. What kind of shenanigans did they get up to while they were there? Let's see. So I don't know what this is. AFS findings. Don't know what that means. John Bishop. Okay, so someone named Bishop. Are these pseudonyms or something? George Breen. Okay, so it looks like these are just pseudonyms or something. Card saying this person not re-employable per security. Ooh, what did Eleanor do? Is George is probably her husband, I think, because there were two that were married in this. That's probably the married couple. Dates 55 through 56. Wow, not 1 year. What did you do? What did you do to get in trouble? William Bro, personal info, retired in 73. Jim Delaney, still with us, blocked. Still with us. So what is that that's blocked? What did they? There's a bunch of stuff that's blocked here. Even William Bro has some block shit. Retired. Yeah, there's nothing to tell us what that means. Okay. Jerry Fox needs personal info and enveloped and no, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what that is. Jerry Fox, Boulder, Colorado. They spell Boulder wrong. Come on, people, get your shit together. Interviewed by field, received or rejected. Interviewed by field, record rejected. I'm guessing. Eleanor Breen. There we go. There she is. Why is she's attached to Jerry Fox? Because she's the one that still with us. Wait. Eleanor Breen has a card saying this person not reemployable per security. Eleanor Breen says she's still with them up to 1977. What is that shenanigans about? Robert Shima, no record. Chester Ito has some personal info on file. Martin Elwood, Bob, whatever. Frederick Randall, Jack Randall. These are blocked. This one looks like covert. Man Tagami, Doris Watanabe, still with us. Jim Woods, still with us, blocked and removed. AFS finding. I'm not sure what all this AFS finding stuff is. Is anything else here? See attached. Yes. Yeah, those don't say much. But yeah, that's interesting. James Woods. I'm sure he's not related to the actor. Can't be. Louise Woods. Robert Wheeler. Robert Prentice Wheeler. Why is that name? Oh, yeah, okay. There's a Wheeler with the Vegas stuff. But yeah, that's not going to happen. I greatly doubt that would be a huge leap to say that has anything to do with it. Huge leap. Good pasture. Love that name, dude. That's not a good name to have, man. David Phillips, blocked, removed. Robert Shaw, still with us, blocked. Stuff's blocked, removed. All periods except from November 66 through January 69. Yeah. Okay. Robert Zambernardi, blocked. William Bright, blocked and removed. Herbert Murnell, Barbara Minnell, Alan White, Richard Helms, James Ingleton. Why'd they write that little thing on there? A little squiggle on there. What's that about? Throw all kinds of conspiracies behind stuff like that. Raymond Roca, Hunt E. Howard, Howard Hunt. Howard Hunt? What? Blocked, removed, 1970. What? Oh, I'm thinking Howard Hughes, man. What the fuck? Howard Hunt. Thomas, whatever. Raymond Joseph Alvarez, Jack Whitten, Charlotte Bustos. There she is. I wish we had more info on this person. This is the one name that is kind of interesting in all this to me. But yeah, there ain't nothing there, man. Videla Bustos, date of birth 1/12, 2029, or not 2020, 1929. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Turning her into a Gen Zer. Actually, it's not even, she wouldn't even be born yet. Let's see. So, Rudy Bruno, Charles Flick, Dan Vogel, Arthur Dooley. Let's see. Again, Arthur Dooley always sounds like, I don't know. Weasley, Howard Williams, yeah, David Slauson, William Coleman, Samuel Stern, George Frederick Monroe, Deering Davidson. Someone told me that, like, someone said something about that. I want to see if there's any Marilyn Monroe stuff in here. I'm actually kind of curious to that. I haven't seen anything except this after the fact trash. Doris Watanabe is in Tokyo along with Larry Watanabe, David Phillips, Maryland. I don't know what that even says. Let's see. So Raymond is in Pennsylvania. No official, non-official cover. Not in station. Okay. Call back. Let's see. March 1978. 1978. I don't want 78, dude. I want the 60s, bro. I want the action. I get some juice up in this thing. Tom Ryan. Let's see. George Von Bretzel. Let's see. All were allegedly assigned Tokyo, 1963, 1964. So why? Like, why 1963 to 1964? That's so weird. Like, why wouldn't you want people assigned before that if you're looking at Oswald, who was in Tokyo in 1959? Like, to see if he did anything, if it, like, 1959. Why would you be looking for people in 63 to 64? That's so weird. If you're going after Oswald, if you're not looking at Oswald, then I guess, yeah, who knows? But, or let's see. So yeah, none of these really mean shit. These are all names that we've been going over ad nauseum. Mr. Shepanek, Harry on of EHA called and gave following names and addresses of people you had requested regarding a request from CI staff for address and telephone numbers of individuals identified by James Wilcott. Shizo Yamada. Yeah, same names. James Randall. Elwood Martin. Mr. Ahn said there were others on the list who are presently assigned to Tokyo Station. Let's see. So Myrtle Beach. Let's see. Robert Keith. Sato, whatever. Peter Slupigan or whatever. Tyler Randall. 62, 64. Whatever that means. Let's see. Raymond McPhee. There's a McPhee guy. Is that a World War II guy? No, World War II guy. I don't remember. Oh, no, there's a Iraq War veteran. A McPhee that had a big story behind him. It's been all over the YouTubes. Nolan Harriet. The YouTubes. Let's see, John. God, is that John Lieberman? It is John Lieberman. That can't be the same John Lieberman. Oh my God. We'll check further. Let's see. There's no way, dude. There's no way. It can't be the same John Lieberman. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Shit. Would help to spell things correctly. American reporter, television producer, and radio news personality. Okay, that's not what I thought was going to come up. Oh, okay. Joe Lieberman is a politician. Okay, someone named John Lieberman is an American reporter, television producer, and radio news personality. Okay. Yeah, that does not look like a Joe. That looks like a John. So, okay. I was right. It's not the same guy. I wouldn't doubt if they're related since, these people seem to come from government workers. Oh my God, Angleton, Ars, Arthur, our team, Ayers, Avila. I am not going to read all these. Let's see, Baker, Bachelor, Barnett, Bart, Bartone, Benton, Binion, Bishop, Bledsoe, Bond, Brighton, Breen. This one's with X's, Breen, Brewer, right, Browder. Oh my God, dude. Am I going to have to, am I going to read through 100 fucking names here? It's like reading a phone book, dude. Really? You're going to make me do this? Let's see, cable. Let's see. Coleman, Conferto, Cone In. Your name is Cone In. Couch, Crawford, Grillo, Crozer, Cruz, Chase, Colasacco, Davidson, Davis. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading through all these. I'm just going to look at them, and if I see anything that sticks out, Dooley, there's Arthur Dooley. Yeah. Let's see, Duncan, Diaz, Epstein. Edward J. Epstein. There's a name. Just the last name, but there's the last name of somebody. Jerry Fox, I see him. Fernandez. God, what is this? Why they piecemeal this together? These are like pieces of paper on top piece of paper. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Let's see. Groom, Grosska, Gene, Gonzalez. Or is that redactions? Because you could see between 13 and number 1 there's a piece, it's a break. There's a break between 10 and 11 there. That's kind of strange, unless they had weird sized paper they were using. Mesa Gonzalez, Israel. Oh shit, Israel's involved. Gutierrez. No, not really. Hall, Haynes, Shima, Helms, Hernandez, Hicks, Holmes, Howard, Hunt, Hyde, Hernandez, Johns. Yeah, so there's a lot of breaks in this, man. It's kind of weird. I don't know about that. Isaac, Evo, Ivy, Jackson, Jaffe, James, Jarman, Jones, Kaiser, Kostakov. We've heard that name a few times. Kostakov, Valerie Kostakov. I don't remember where that was from though, but yeah, there was a Koskov. Let's see. Liebler, Love Lady, Billy Nolan, Love Lady. That is a good last name, dude. That dude. I mean, if last names mean anything, then that dude's ancestors were laying some pipe, man. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. Mass fur. Okay. Yeah, it's like reading the phone book, man. What the fuck? Uh, Dr. Martinez, Al McCarthy, uh, McWaters, Lee Harvey Oswald, and Marina Oswald. So there's two names that don't even have an X next to them. Nobody even gave a shit about Oswald. What are we investigating here? Um, Payne Cora Perez. Yeah, what are we investigating here? No idea. Oh my god. Add a couple in there. Roselli, John Roselli. Let's go with the Roselli. Sanchez, Shaw, Smith, Stein. Only a couple Smiths, man. I'm surprised. Son, Clay Shaw, John Stone. Oh my God, Weinstein, Abraham Weinstein, Eduardo Whitehouse. We'll say we'll agree. Yamada, Shinzo Yamada. I've heard that name a couple times. Shizu Yamada. Shinzo is someone different. I think there was a Shinzo Yamada. Traficante. There we go, Mr. Traficante. So he's on this list too. There's a list of everybody, man. It's just basically a list of everyone. I wonder if this is a list of all the people they've interviewed. Although Traficante, is he around 78? I don't even know. Donald Poole was signed November 57. Wait. No, because now we're jumping back to a list of people who are assigned to the Tokyo office because that list was not everybody assigned to the Tokyo office. For sure. Chief of September 61, 62. 62 became support sector. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I love you guys. Oh my God. This shit. No deputy. Yeah, this doesn't say much. Same shit. Names, numbers, phone numbers, addresses, with very little context. Let's see, other sign. Assigned November 56, January 64. So see, that's what I'd expect, man. People that are assigned there, were there when Oswald was in country. Mary Stuckey. Let's see. But they don't want that. They want people that were there from 61 to 64. It's weird. That's once they're retired. Let's see. Director of Corporate Security. Okay. Tom Ryan, Director Corporate Security. Chisborough, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Greenwich. Let's see. Reply March 78 request. On March 1978, Pat Carpenter instituted us to disregard 320. However, 3 through 20. However, Embro was interviewed, retired. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that's English Navy, but I doubt it. Jerry Fox was interviewed, retired, whatever. Frederick Randall was was interviewed. They received, is it omnibus letter, which something needs of last, whatever. They have interviewed following, to our knowledge. Shaw, David Phillips, let's see, Robert, yeah, okay, Manel, White, Witten, Bustos, Charlotte Bustos, um, George Monroe. Since we provided 1 and 2 and were pulled off of 3 through 20 and provided letters for others, this requirement fully met if we met last paragraph. Okay. Who's interviewed? Let's see. No. Let's see much there. Grayston Lynch. Okay. We're almost done with this page. Let's see. Numbers, names. What a mess. Call Doris. Retired. Okay. This is way after the fact. Memorandum, Patrick Carpenter, Norbert Schenepek. Names Tokyo Station SR branch personnel requested in references. March 1978. Okay. In response to both reference memos and various order requests, there follows a list of DDO personnel assigned to Tokyo. So, like, okay, you fucking assholes, you interviewed all these people. Where the fuck are the interviews? I'm sure they're in whatever this assassination office came up with, if they actually did a final report, which I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up. Let's see if there is an actual. Let's see. How did I find that last time? What year was it? It was 1973 or something? Exercise account. Okay, no. Oh, 78. It's 78. This is all done in 78. So House panel reports conspiracy probe into Kennedy. It's on the New York Times. United States House Select Committee on Assassinations, Wikipedia. And then conclusions. The King Assassination Committee concluded a report that while King was killed by one rifle shot from James Earl Ray, there is likelihood as a result of conspiracy in the U.S. government. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so there's the HSCA findings of. So it looks like we do have. We do have the findings of that committee. Lee Harvey Oswald fired 3 shots. President John F. Kennedy. Okay. President Kennedy was struck by 2 rifle shots fired from behind him. Shots struck Kennedy from behind him were fired from the 6th floor window, southeast corner of the book depository building. Lee Harvey Oswald owned the rifle that was used to fire the shots from the 6th floor window, southeast corner of Texas School Book Depository building. Lee Harvey Oswald, shortly before the assassination, had access to and was present on the 6th floor of Texas School Book Depository building. Lee Harvey Oswald's other actions tend to support the conclusion that he assassinated President Kennedy. Scientific acoustical evidence establishes a high probability that 2 gunmen fired at President John F. Kennedy. Other scientific evidence does not preclude the possibility of two gunmen firing at the president. Scientific evidence negates some specific conspiracy allegations. The committee believes, on the basis of the evidence available to it, that President John F. Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of a conspiracy. The committee is unable to identify the other gunman or the extent of the conspiracy. So you failed. You failed your job. You had one fucking job. They created this just to figure this shit out. You failed. The committee believes, on the basis of the evidence available to it, that the Soviet government was not involved in the assassination of President Kennedy. The committee believes, on the basis of the evidence available to it, that the Cuban government was not involved in the assassination of President Kennedy. The committee believes, on the basis of the evidence available to it, that anti-Castro Cuban groups as groups were not involved in the assassination of President Kennedy, but that the available evidence does not preclude the possibility individual members may not be involved. The committee believes, on the basis of evidence available to it, that the National Syndicate of Organized Crime as a group was not involved in the assassination of President Kennedy, but that the available evidence does not preclude the possibility that individual members may have been involved. The Secret Service, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Counterintelligence Agency were not involved in the assassination of Kennedy. It's funny. Doesn't even say but certain members may have been involved. No, it's just straight up. No, that didn't happen. So this is all we got. They did this over the span of 2 fucking years, and that's all we got. That kind of sucks. Oh my God. Yeah, that kind of sucks. So let me see. Let me dig up on that page and see if I can see if there's anything else to it, because that was a link. Let's see more details. Let's see if we got if there's any files that led to this, or if there's any files that they nope. So it looks like this is page 3. This is page 3. Is there how do we get to the rest of it though? And what is this on? Wikimedia? See view history. Oh, they may not have the rest of it on here. They just put that page up. I guess I don't know. I'll have to look. I guess the rest of it could be up there. Okay. Media inquiry to Cuban exile journalist in Miami. Response to Cuban involvement in Watergate case and attitudes in Miami area. The memorandum is for your information only. On the 7th of May, 1973, we're advised by station Miami that 2 employees of the station Miami proprietary had told the station that one Rene Vieira Gonzalez, a Cuban exile journalist who writes for Diario Las Americas and owns the Winchester Mall bookstore in Miami, received a call in early May from one FNU Gottlieb, who said he worked for the Times in Washington. Gottlieb is believed to be Sanford Gottlieb, 11, who cares? Maryland. He lived in Maryland. Who was formerly an employee of the National Committee on Sane Nuclear Policy. A pretext call to the Washington Bureau of the New York Times verified that when Sandy Gottlieb was employed there, Gottlieb asked Vera what people in Miami were saying about the Watergate case and what participation the Cubans had in it. He specifically asked about the activities of Ronaldo Pico, former brigade member, Orlando Piedra, former chief of Cuban Bureau of Investigation in Batista government, and Rolando Masferrer, former Cuban senator and self-admitted former communist. He also asked if ITT had an office in Miami, whether Joaquin Perdome, former chief of White House Miami proprietary, who was amicably terminated in 1972, and Juan Paula, former Miami proprietary employee and former controller of Revolutionary Democratic Front, and currently employed by by an OGC proprietary, uh, were still in the Miami area. He was also interested in Edgardo Butari, a Cuban born in West Tampa, Florida, a former Cuban congressman and minister of commerce, who is reportedly associated with Mr. Charles Bebe Rebozo. According to Gottlieb, Butari was appointed as political chief in the Republican Party. Okay. Gottlieb apparently has current information on the activities of the person mentioned. For example, he knew that Juan A. Paula was involved in the jewelry business. Paula and Antonio Felix Corzo, Miami proprietary employee, recently purchased a jewelry business, and he knew that Ronaldo Pico had resided in Venezuela and had recently returned to the United States. The phone call, why Venezuela, dude? Like, there's like way too much talk about Venezuela, dude. Like, we haven't heard about like shit like Argentina, Colombia. No, none of that, dude. It's all Venezuela. All Venezuela. Way too much talk about Venezuela here. The phone conversation lasted about 45 minutes, and Gottlieb and Vera told Vera that if he came to Miami, they would have lunch together. Vera does not know Gottlieb, but talked to him. As Gottlieb said, he was recommended by Ernesto Betancourt, who has resided in the Washington area for more than 10 years. Betancourt was a former agency asset and is currently chief of economic planning and budget OAS. The conversation was initially in English but continued in Spanish. Vera said he provided no information to Gottlieb on the basis that he is a Cuban exile and did not want to get involved in internal U.S. affairs. We do not know why Gottlieb was interested in Joaquin or Juan Paula. Attached summary of biographies of persons of interest in Gottlieb. On May 7, 1973, Marvin Lewis Evans, chief, was briefed on the substance of the report from Miami pertaining to Juan Paula, who works for the MH Mutual proprietary McKercher and Avant, which utilizes Northwest Management Services, Inc., as office space cover. Among other duties performed by the proprietary are the monthly checks sent to dependents of imprisoned assets, which are signed in true names by Paula. Evans was unaware that Paula had purchased a new jewelry business in association with Antonio Genova. However, he feels that MH Mutual is protected and compartmented from the Miami proprietary, and he has the utmost confidence in the proprietary being able to field any questions. MH Mutual communication with the proprietary is by unlisted phone and a post office box. Evans said that McKercher and Avant could possibly be linked to Northwest Management, but the trail would end there. He feels that either proprietary could only be linked to the agency by innuendo. He did say that Howard Hunt was aware of MH Mutual when he served as CAEUR, whatever, something Europe. Evans feels secure as far as Northwest Management and Kircher and Avant are concerned. Evans mentioned that the bona fide law firm occupying the other portions of MH Mutual offices are the attorneys for John Dean. These lawyers are cleared and witting. One of the lawyers told Evans and Dean that Dean will be the biggest canary singer of the year. The common receptionist area is manned by MH Mutual employees who also monitor all telephone calls, incoming and outgoing, for the other law firm. Evans mentioned that there have been numerous calls from the media and outgoing overseas calls to such places as Japan and Europe. Evans will be traveling to Nassau and returning via Miami, May 1973. He intends to talk with his proprietary people at that time on other MH Mutual businesses. Will also contact COS. The COS has been alerted to expect a call from Evans, May of 1973. All right. That was a whole lot of weirdness. There's no context, though. No context, right? They keep giving us a lot of information and no context. It's a lot of information, but absolutely zero context. So, like, stuff like that. Okay, some dude's going to call somebody, and some dude called some weird office and decided to try and talk to somebody, but yeah, about what? About what? He knew over we find out he knew these people. He knew who they. He knew what he was talking about. Is basically what that letter said, but we have no context. Newark, New Jersey, in 1969. Eddie Lazaro, and Bonet Espinoza. Espionage in Cuba. NKT1, a Cuban refugee who is in position to furnish reliable information, advises as follows. On August 4th, 1969, the source was contacted by telephone at his place of employment in New Jersey by Lazaro Eddie Espinoza Bonet, third secretary to the Cuban mission to the United Nations. Espinoza requested the source to meet him at 11 a.m. August 5th, 1969, on the corner of Bronx Park East and Allerton Avenue, Bronx, New York. Source went to designated meet area on August 5th, 1969, arriving approximately 10:50 a.m., remaining until 11:25 a.m. No attempt to contact source was made during that interval. On August 11th, 1969, so the guy stood him up. He stood him up. What the fuck? Source's wife received a telephone call at the source's home in Union City, New Jersey, from an individual who did not identify himself. A message was left for source, which instructed him to appear at the previously mentioned meet location at 11 a.m. August 12th, 1969. Source arrived at the meet site at the intersection of Bronx Park East and Allerton Avenue, Bronx, New York, at approximately 10:30 a.m., whereupon he was immediately contacted by Espinoza, who had been waiting in a parked car on Allerton Avenue. Espinoza and source proceeded on foot a short distance toward the interior of Bronx Park, sat down on the grass in a shady area. Espinoza took out a small handbag, which he was carrying a Sony miniature tape recorder, which measured approximately 9 inches by 4 inches by 3 inches. The tape recorder was placed between the two on the grass as they talked. The source observed approximately 20 small reels of tape in the bag carried by Espinoza. 20 reels. Holy shit. They're going to be there for a while. This seems to be a different source than the prior Cuba 47 things. Okay. During the ensuing conversation, which lasted from 10:30 to 7:30 p.m. Holy fuck. That was a long conversation. Oh my God, 9 hours. Holy shit. The source counted 3 or 4 reels of tape utilized by Espinoza, and each reel would record for about 1 hour or approximately 30 minutes on each side. Espinoza's, whose true identity had not been revealed to the source, requested him to call him Esteban, referring to a report prepared by the source and left at a drop site in Union City, New Jersey on May 18, 1969. Espinoza stated that the report had been poorly prepared and lacked necessary detail. He directed the source to be more specific and thorough in answering any questions for future reports. Espinoza proceeded to review with the source the information furnished by source in the previous report. Espinoza was quick to cite any small discrepancy between the information contained in the report and that which was furnished by the source during their conversation. Fuck, are we going to get a fucking story about two people talking and absolutely no context whatsoever? Espinoza queried the source in connection with individuals in Miami with whom the source had been familiar. The questions concerning these individuals included their current address, general background, and sympathies, activity in Central Intelligence Agency operations, etc. Espinoza displayed a photograph of first name unknown, Mulatto, mulatto, and asked source if he recognized him. Mulatto was described as male of Caucasian race who appeared to be Cuban. 32, 35 years old, husky build, dark hair, and dark eyes. The source could not recognize the individual photographed. Espinosa has made several inquiries about Frank, a non existent individual who the source intentionally included in his prior report as a principal agent for the CIA. The source advised Espinosa that he met Frank on only 2 or 3 occasions and knew nothing more specifically about him. While source was answering questions concerning the individual named Pt.7, Espinosa inadvertently referred to Pt.7 as Epifanio Romero. Let's see, source of Cuban 20, which the source knew as the true name of Pt.7. Romero is known by Espinosa to have been previously connected with CIA operations in Africa, as well as the Miami area. He was especially interested in whether the source knew any dates of forthcoming infiltration runs into Cuba in which Romero might be involved. Espinosa mentioned Raul Villaverde and asked the source if Raul Villaverde is the brother of Rafael Villaverde. Was the brother of Raul. He further questioned the source whether or not Raul is still a CIA instructor in the use of explosives. The fact that Raul was in any way connected with the instruction in the use of explosives was never mentioned previously by source in his report and must have been obtained by Espinosa from other sources. The source happened to mention La Osa, a nickname for the past team member for infiltration runs into Cuba, referring to La Osa. The hell? Espinosa interrupted and stated, "Oh, Filberto Leo Delgado." Source had forgotten the true name of La Osa and said that this identity must have been furnished to Espinosa through other sources. Also asked the source was whether Justo Luis, whatever, a colleague of the source, was still operating for the CIA. The source replied he did not know, inasmuch as he had been too long removed from Miami area to be accurate in his reply. Espinosa made inquiries on the following individuals with whom the source had been thought to associate in the Miami area. Specifically, he wanted to know any background information on whether or not the individuals were being directed by CIA. There's Otto, Javier Suto, previously. So Otto was previously of operational interest at CIA in the Miami area. Javier Soto, previously a principal agent in the Miami area for the CIA. Edgar Sopo, active in anti-Castro radio broadcasts to Cuba from the Miami area. Manuel Artemis, a leader in Bay of Pigs invasion and subsequently connected with anti-Castro organizations, including MRR. Arturo Malau performed infiltration operations into Cuba with source. Oh, shit. Espinosa specifically indicated that source use was to attempt to make contact with Malin to get any information of value when in the Miami area. Dr. Rafael Salvacito, previously attached to anti-Castro movements and alleged to be of operational value to the CIA. Andre Romero, known by Espinosa to have participated in the CIA direct operations in Africa. Source was directed to specifically contact Romero for any information of value pertaining to the CIA activity when in the Miami area. Carida Gonzalez Maquin, involved with exfiltration runs into Cuba. Herberto Delgado, a cousin of Source who lives in Venezuela, a brother of Adolfo Delgado, who was killed in 1957 during an assault on the the Batista Palace in Cuba. He is thought by the source to be a communist. Huh. So 57, all right. Source furnished little information regarding the above individuals and used as an excuse that although he was on close terms with most of them, he's had little or no contact with them since leaving the Miami area. All the individuals named by Espinoza, he appeared most concerned in obtaining any information on Dr. Cesar Barro and Dr. Fernando Cabezas. Both individuals. Oh, hold on a sec. The hell's going on out there? Huh. It's interesting. Why would anyone have a fireworks show at 12:30 at night? Even if it's a Saturday, it's weird. Let's see. Of all the individuals named by Espinoza, he appeared most concerned in obtaining any information. Yeah, okay. He advised Espinoza that although both are known to be anti-Castro, he did not feel either had any connection with the CIA. Lazaro Eddie Espinoza docket. On at least 3 occasions, Espinoza asked the source about the degree of fluency of the latter's spoken and written English, and asked if he was able to relate with Americans. He was seemingly impressed when the source answered affirmatively and explained that he had attended night school in the New Jersey area. Espinoza queried the source about some infiltration runs into Cuba that the source had led. Espinoza mentioned that specific runs in which the source participated, which had not been mentioned previously by the source. He seemed to be very well prepared and gave the impression that he knew the answers to all the questions directed at the source. He was interested in any problems that the source's team might have experienced when entering and leaving Cuba during CIA operations. He inquired about central methods of CIA infiltration teams, whether members of the teams were ever surveilled in the United States, the chain of command for a team, and when the team leaders report. The source answered that each member was responsible only to himself. Concerning security rules on the mother vessel during infiltration and exfiltration operations, the source stated that each team leader was responsible for the performance of his team, and each team member was held responsible for each piece of equipment issued to him. Okay. Source was requested to identify any mother vessel, the bases from which they operate, and the crew members. The source stated he could not answer these questions due to the length of time passed since the source was connected to CIA operations in Miami. Sources further questioned regarding the methods of infiltration into Cuba, the role of the mother vessel, intermediate vessels, landing crafts, and the establishment of intelligence nets inside Cuba. Apparently, nothing that the source was not furnishing full details of the question. Okay, that's a weird sentence. Espinoza interrupted the request and requested the source to verify Espinoza's explanation. Espinoza proceeded to relate concisely the plans and methods utilized in CIA operations. Let's see. Asked how teams were able to build sheds and living quarters in the mangrove swamps inside of Cuba without being noticed by natives in the same area. Source replied that everyone in the vicinity of the infiltration were sympathetic to the teams. Source explained that one person in charge of an observation post approximately 1 mile away from the infiltration point cooperated with the teams and was later taken out of Cuba by the source. Espinoza asked if there are still any collaborators or persons sympathetic to the United States government on the Cuban coast with whom the infiltrators worked. Source replied that to his knowledge, all of those who were assistants have been either jailed or killed. I would think so. Espinoza was also concerned about the employment of CIA personnel in the Keys off of Florida and asked the source as to why the CIA would maintain personnel in that area. Source stated he did not know unless it was to guard against infiltration by Cuban fishing vessels. Question again about his reasons for cooperating with, the whatever that is. The source replied that he is an individual completely independent of any political belief. He said that he was initially motivated against the regime of Fidel Castro because he had seen his parents work hard and save for 40 years in order to afford a few luxuries in their later lives, only to see the Cuban government intervene and claim possession of everything, including their home. He further explained that it appears the United States will never force Castro out of Cuba, but that the fact remains he is Cuban and Cuba is his fatherland. He said he is willing to cooperate only to the extent that his parents will receive fair treatment from the Cuban government. Espinoza had information that the source was suspected at one time by Cubans in Miami of possibly being connected with the Cuban G2, which information caused a United States government investigation. Source replied that this was probably due to his number of successful runs into Cuba without incident, which prompted others to suspect he had to have connections with the G2. On one run, the source was out of contact with CIA for 10 days, which added further to the possibility that he had either defected or was working with the G2. Most of the rumors were quelled, however, when he submitted to the CIA lie detector test, which resulted negatively. He credited his ability to avoid ambushes and misfortune to the experience he had in the infiltration exercise, as well as extensive CIA training. Approximately 1/2 hour of the meeting between the source and Espinoza entailed ascertaining the proficiencies of the source in the training of demolitions, radio operation, weaponry, seamanship, etc., which he received from the CIA. Nothing was mentioned concerning any intentions of whatever CMUN is to utilize the source in connection with any of his previously mentioned fields of training. The source informed Espinoza that he had been contacted since their last meeting with by Jose Ramon Iguez, who's currently reorganizing the Vanguardia Revolucionaria Cubana, an anti-Castro organization. The source has been designated by Iguez to lead the military faction of the organization. It was explained to Espinoza that Iguez has goals of ultimately bombing the CMUN at New York City by means is not yet disclosed to the source. The source was instructed that in the future he is to spend as much time as possible with Iguez in determining that organization's plan of action against the CMUN and government of Cuba. At different times throughout the meeting, Espinoza was observed to lean back on the ground, which exposed a weapon tucked inside his trousers at his waist, which was described by the source to be a black Waltham 9mm automatic pistol. At a point of about 2 hours, though, through the interview, Espinoza took the source on foot to the Allerton luncheonette at 649 Allerton. Where each bought a fountain drink. Okay. While the source sat at the bar, Espinoza went into one of the two telephone booths located nearest the rear wall of the luncheonette. he was in the booth for about 30 seconds but did not make a call. He did not indicate his reasons for entering the booth. Finishing their drink, they returned to a shady area in the same section of the park and continued their discussion. At this point, the source noted for the first time a person of Cuban appearance sitting on a nearby park bench who remained in the area through the entire meeting. The source suspected this person as being connected with counter surveillance of the meeting. Espinoza instructed the source to prepare in report form the answers to the second portion of the list of questions furnished to the latter on May of 1969. The answers in report form are to be placed in an empty cigarette package and dropped at 11 a.m. on August 20th, 1969. Wow, that's interesting. So write a letter, put it in a cigarette, in a pack of cigarettes, and fucking leave it somewhere. That's the drop. Let's see. Behind an iron gate fence at the northwest corner of Bronx Park East and Alton Avenue, from 2 to 5 feet north of the concrete store pillar, which anchors the fence. The source is to return to the drop site at 1 p.m. to check if the drop was covered. 2 dates for the pickup were provided in the event there were too many persons in that area to risk covering his drop. Espinoza asked the source if he would be agreeable to go to Miami for a month in an effort to contact friends and associates of CIA. The source stated he was not in view of his family and employment obligations, but agreed to go for a short period, possibly 3 or 4 days. Espinoza told him that while in Miami, the source's mission would consist of... Oh, man, are you fucking kidding me? Where's this motherfucker? I'm smelling skunk. Shit. Fuck. Man, that shit's strong. That little fucker's close. All right. So, let's see. Espinoza told him that while in Miami, the source's mission would consist of determining current activities of CIA, identities of any new CIA teams, in identification of government vessels currently in or out of service, new principal agents, CIA instructors, or any CIA activities, including the Department of Cubans to South American regions for CIA operations. The date agreed upon, which source will go to Miami, is August 25th, 1969. The source will indicate to Espinoza in the report to be left at the next drop that he will delay his departure until Saturday morning, August 1969, in order to pick up his next paycheck, and will return until and will not return until Tuesday morning, September 1969. The source was instructed by Espinoza to meet him following his return to New Jersey at 11 a.m. on September 17th or September 20th, 1969, at the intersection of Gun Hill Road and White Plains Road, New York, at which time the results of the Miami mission will be disclosed. The source suggested that the next meeting take place in New Jersey, to which suggestion Espinoza replied he does not like the schedule meetings in New Jersey unless absolutely necessary. This document contains neither recommendations nor conclusions of the FBI. It is the property of the FBI and is loaned to your agency. It and its contents are not to be distributed outside your agency. So, what do we have here? we have the FBI. Oh shit! You know what, dude? Oh, man, I the whole time I was reading that, I did not have that on screen. I did not have that on screen. Oh well, nobody's watching anyway. Um, so what we had there was interesting. I mean, that's the first thing of substance we had. So it looks like okay. So you had the Bay Pigs, all that sort of shit. Now you got the FBI going out and trying to figure out if the CIA still is doing shenanigans um, involving Cuban refugees, trying to stir up some shit in Cuba. So the FBI is not trusting the CIA at this point, which is interesting. It's interesting. Um, the CIA had some funny business going on all the way back then, and yeah, and even the FBI knew it. So that's an interesting thing. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, man. I smell a skunk coming at me, and let me get the hell out of this backyard before he shows up. Anyway, so anyone that watches this, I guess, have a good day. Let's see, what am I on? I'm on page 6. Okay. Yeah, have a good day. Have a good night. All that.